Greetings and welcome to wealthmanagement.com's Fast Chat. My name is Fred Barstein, contributing editor at wealthmanagement.com's RPA Edge, Omnichannel, and CEO at Trow, TPSU, and 401k TV, and official sponsor of Wealth at Work, October 15th through the 17th at National Harbor in Maryland. I'm here today with Ross Marino, who is the founder and CEO of Advisor 2X and the creator of Wealth at Work. Welcome, Ross.
Thanks, Fred. Always good to chat with you.
So, Ross, before we get started, tell me, when was Wealth at Work created and why did you create this? What did you say?
After 5 years of doing regional or local events with our company, Advisor 2X, we just saw the need to do something different on a national scale, something where it wasn't really what was being done out there, a little more advisor focused. So in 2015, we decided to launch a conference called Excel 401k. It was a hit, so we started doing it year after year. And what we saw after the first few years is this convergence of wealth management and healthcare and 401k savings just became more and more common, and people kept talking about it. And we realized that we had to do a pivot from our conference. So we launched another conference called Outcomes that was all about financial wellness. Everybody loved it, but some people were frustrated, saying there's only so many conferences we can go to. Why don't you include all of this stuff in Excel 401k? So we thought about it and thought, you know what, we'll just merge the two programs. And that's when we created Wealth at Work. This year will be the 8th year that we're doing this conference, and it has a mixture of 401ks, plan sponsor, participant engagement, financial wellness, and everything else within the employer-sponsored retirement plan.
So there's lots of events and conferences that retirement plan advisors can attend. Why should they attend this one?
First and foremost, the majority of the speakers are going to be other advisors that do exactly what they do during the day. We found out early on that advisors love peer-to-peer learning. They love hearing what other advisors are doing, in many cases, instead of hearing an expert, even though they may say the same thing. So in the early years, we had some advisor sessions that I would walk into the back of the room, Fred, and you remember these because you were there in the early years. They'd be standing room only. And it's because an advisor was literally saying, here's what we do and here's how we do it. They were opening up the curtain to their practice and their best practices and really getting into the nitty gritty. They're more than welcome to share. They love to do that, and advisors seem to love that. So we've continued to stack the agenda with the advisors who are successful and who are willing to share, here's exactly what I do. This year, for example, I'll give one example. We have from SRP, Jeff Cullen and Deanne Mayhofer. They've built that business in, 10 or 12 years from a handful of people to now, if you look at their company photo, you can't even see everybody's faces because there's so many people in the picture. And I've known Jeff and Deanne. I've watched them grow. I've got to know them. They're sharing details all the way down to how they hire, how they make decisions, how they use technology. It really is explaining this is how we built SRP, and it's actionable where people can take it away and do the same things in their practice.
Right. So tell me, I know a lot of conferences talk about what's happening today and in the past. How is Wealth at Work a little different?
Well, I think it's important to talk about the trends that you're seeing right now and what's happening today. But, a lot of that it's Captain Obvious. If you're in the business and you're an RPA, you already know what's happening today. So it's not really just about what's going on now, but you want to look to the future. And Wealth at Work is really going to be a future-driven conference. We want to know, where is this industry going? What do the top advisors see happening in the future? What are the record keepers looking at? What type of changes are we going to see coming down the road? The best advisors out there aren't just focusing on how do I execute today. We know that's important, but they're also looking 3 years out, 5 years out, and trying to figure out how do I position to where I think the industry's going.
And I'll tell you, the number one reason I go to conferences is for networking. And I find Wealth at Work is really good. How do you make networking? It seems like it's better than most conferences.
We've made some adjustments over the years, and what we found early on is that the advisors who came asked for more networking time. And now in the later years, advisors are thanking us and giving positive feedback. And I think it goes for a few reasons. First is we have a very open format. When you come into our exhibit hall, it's also the general session room. There's no massive displays or big booths. You can see all the way across the room. It's very inviting and it creates a lot of conversations out there. So we actually have an environment where it is open all day long and all throughout the day, even when sessions are going on, there's meetings, there's conversations. People are sitting at tables and on couches. They're having meetings and they're getting work done. So we really try to foster that. We've extended the amount of time that we have for breaks and for meals because people like that. And then we finish the conference with something we call the hive. So at the end of each day, we have about an hour where everybody comes back into the exhibit hall and the general session room. You're able to have roundtable discussions, to meet some of the speakers and ask follow-up conversations with them, and just basically connect with whomever you want. So we found this to be really popular with the advisors. That's what they really crave. So we've really built the conference around it.
Right. Well, it sounds great. I know I'll be there. And that's all the time we have. Thanks for watching wealthmanagement.com's RPA Omnichannel Fast Chat. And thanks, Ross, for joining us today.
Thanks, Fred. We look forward to seeing you in October.
Yes, and we look forward to seeing everyone at the Wealth at Work program, October 15th through 17th, National Harbor in Maryland. Thanks for watching today.